This segment is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. It's time to talk Lafourche Parish and Lafourche Parish Correctional Complex. There was an investigation into bringing contraband in there. They've made 4 arrests on this case, and we'll bring in there are the 4 that are arrested. We'll bring in Captain Brendan Mathern of Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office with more details. How you doing, Brendan? Good to see you, man. And I guess this is always tough when it also involves you got an officer that's also involved with that. So tell me about this investigation.
Yeah, Harry, doing fine over here. Appreciate the opportunity to talk about this. This was an investigation that we launched a couple of weeks ago and began looking into allegations that one of our correctional officers, Natasha Brown, a 20-year-old of Thibodaux, was coordinating and bringing in contraband to inmate at the facility. We discovered it. We discovered the inmate that had, received the drugs and questioned him in reference to it. We also, through that investigation, found out another incident where she tried to bring in drugs, again, coordinated through inmate at the facility. And we ended up finding 3 inmates total that were involved. And those inmates are Kelvin Davis, a 23-year-old, 36-year-old David Bonds, and 29-year-old Daquan Nash. And along with Brown, they have all been charged as part of this investigation. So Brown, after the investigation, we discovered and charged her with taking contraband to a penal institution, attempted of taking the contraband in, and of course, malfeasance in office. Being a correctional officer, she was terminated upon her arrest. And she was released on October 15th after she posted $150,000 in bond. We charged Davis with taking contraband to a penal institution. He's actually currently serving a sentence for second-degree murder, and he's being held on additional charges, including 11 counts of simple burglary of a motor vehicle and illegal possession of stolen things. Bonds, meanwhile, was being held on charges included attempted second-degree murder, 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. We charged him, in this case, with principal to taking contraband to a penal institution. So his bond is now at $700,000, and he's also being held for probation and parole. Nash was in jail for possession with intent to distribute heroin and meth, as well as possession of drug paraphernalia, illegal carrying of a weapon in the presence of drugs, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, resisting an officer, aggravated flight, and plenty of other traffic violations. He was charged with attempted taking of a contraband to a penal institution. So his bail is now set at $2.594 million. He's also being held as a fugitive of Assumption in Terrebonne Parish as a parole violator. Harry, we are actually continuing this investigation, so we do expect additional charges and or additional arrests to be made, whether it's additional inmates or people outside of the facility. We don't anticipate any other correctional officers to be involved in this, but obviously until the investigation is complete, anything is possible.
Yeah, that's got to be, I guess, one of the fears when you do have a prison system, or in this case, it would be a jail complex. These guys are all waiting to go to trial. I mean, it just seems when you talk about guys are up for second-degree murder and those kind of things, the heroin and all, those might be prisoners that might end up in Angola, I would think. So they're awaiting their trials? Is that what they're doing in this jail?
Yeah, correct. So some of these guys, it's kind of a combination. You have some people that are serving out local sentences, some that are, like in the case of Davis, he is serving a sentence and he's awaiting additional charges once that sentence is served. So they may be serving parish time. There's really a myriad of different reasons why you may end up in a parish jail. We also have federal inmates that are serving federal time that we're on a contract because we have extra bed space at our facility that we can bring in. So there's a myriad of reasons why individuals might be at our facility. And yeah, like you said, I mean, that's the danger when you have that anything coming in from the outside typically would have to be brought by a correctional officer. But again, some of these inmates are, going out for work assignments, work duties, trustees, as we've called them, inmate workers. So there's a lot of different ways that things can get into a facility. And that's why it's imperative that our facility administration, conduct regular shakedowns and be on the watch and on guard for those sort of things.
Well, you talk about shakedowns. Now, do they perform drug tests on inmates while they're in prisons?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that we may discover drugs in the facility, or any contraband for that matter. Shakedowns is one, but we do drug test inmates from time to time, whether it be randomly or after an event like this. We may decide to conduct drug tests, or if there's any signs of it, that we could have contraband involved. So all of those are options that it's all part of our investigative tactics to ensure that drugs stay out of the facility.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go, Brennan. So we obviously saw what happened in New Orleans, and then when they had escaped, and it just seemed like it was a lack of institutional control. We don't have that problem in Lafourche, do we?
Right. And I know that, obviously when you announce that you have a correctional officer arrested, there's, people have a lot of opinions on social media. But I think the important part is that we discovered the situation and we took decisive action, and we're continuing that investigation. So I think that's so the community needs to know about this situation is, this type of behavior is never tolerated. And we've had this incidents like this happen in the past, and we'll, continue to push back on them.
All right. Well, Brennan Mathern, thank you so much, Captain Brennan Mathern. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate the update.
Thank you, Harry.
All right. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
This segment was brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke. Know your rights.